Hi guys, this is Meister at Activity-Based Supplies. Please see video 1 if you have not yet watched video 1. I'm calling this one video 2. So if you're watching this for the first time, you've not seen video 1, please go back and watch it. If you have watched video 1 and you're still having some issues, this is going to tell you some things to fix and try before sending your unit in. What we're going to go over today is common maintenance that you may have to do whenever you have taken it out of storage, it's gotten banged up a little bit. It's common procedure, and it's really just some upkeep on your race system. So before we get started here, let's check a few things. Let's check that both firing handles are plugged in. Let's check that our cable on the green end is plugged into our start gate. Let's check that the red end of the cable is plugged into our brake gate. Let's check that our staging is off for consistency and our mode is on dual for consistency. That way you and I are checking it the same way every time. What you're seeing on the display here is not normal. As soon as I plugged it in, it read these numbers. Last time I tested this, it was 3333 over here and all zeros over here. The time before, it was all threes over here and all zeros over here. So when you're having this issue that we're about to go over, it can cause some random side effects. Pretty much what's happening is, like we checked in video 1, when we go to see if the brake gate is communicating with the start gate, those eyes that the car passes through to stop the timer aren't communicating with each other and they're not lined up. So if you had moved your unit and everything was working before you moved it and all of a sudden it's not working, it's because those eyes have gotten off a little bit. I have compensated to make sure that both of them didn't work right now. So let's just see. Let's just try a few things. I'm going to reset it and see if it resets. Okay, so nothing is happening. So normally this could be a call in, race system isn't working, we send it back, we line up the eyes and we call it good, and then it might happen again because it's been moved again and the eyes aren't sensing each other. And it's about a 2-minute fix here. You'll see that I've got a Phillips screwdriver. We've got 2 Phillips head screws that I've taken off, and I've taken off the aluminum channel on both sides, both lanes. Okay, that's the first step. The second step is, for one, let's go ahead and unplug our unit. Okay, and then if I take a look down here, you'll see, now again, I drastically overcompensated on this to make sure that it would fail and to make sure to get the point across. So our eyes, left side eye, right side eye, aren't in line with each other, and it makes it so the brake gate and the start gate don't communicate. So I'm gonna start with lane 2 here, and I'm just gonna straighten them up. You may find that you have to do this a couple times before you get it right where they need to be. Alright, and this guy wants to keep coming back, so I'm gonna snug him up a little bit. So I had kind of pre-loosened these to start with. Alright, so now this side is lined up, or we'll see here in a second whenever I test it. I'm gonna plug it in, and now plug it in correctly, and now we got all zeros and all threes and a red light. I'm gonna reset it. This side is still being finicky, and to be honest, with one side off, it can cause both sides to be a little finicky. Reset it again. Okay, nothing's working. And this, whenever I say reset, is just this button here. Okay, let's go ahead and just test lane 2 and see if it's communicating right now. And I'm just going to do this number here. Okay, and the light comes on. So lane 2 does seem to be communicating. So I'm going to reset it. For safety, I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. I'm going to pull my car back out just to make sure it doesn't immaturely trip lane 2 in the middle of this. I'm going to straighten up lane 1 just like I did lane 2. Okay, so now let's hope that these are lined up. If not, I'm going to do this again until they are lined up. I'm going to plug the unit back in. I'm going to reset the unit. Now we're reading zeros on both sides. I don't have to even use my firing handles to check this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this car, and you can use a hand, pretty much anything to break the connection on those eyes. I'm going to try to keep showing you guys the display here while I do it. Okay, lane 1 lit up. That means now lane 1 is communicating with the start gate. I'm going to reset it. I'm going to recheck lane 2. I should pull the car out before I reset it here. Okay, lane 1 and lane 2 are both communicating with the start gate. At this point, your problem should be cleared. Okay, we still have to put the channels back on, and that could cause them to move a little bit. If that happens, we just need to repeat this process, but more than likely it won't. I'm going to reset. I'm actually going to mimic a race here. Let's pull this back. Pull this guy back. Let's reset the unit just to make sure everything's cleared. I need a firing handle. I'm going to start the race. Both timers are working. I'm going to pick a winner. Okay, lane 2 just won. Lane 1 just stopped. So if this was a race, we just fixed our problem. You'll see the red light by each lane. That is how you know who won. So if the light is on here, you know lane 2 won. If the light is on here, you know lane 1 won. Same goes when you're testing the unit. When you test lane 2, this light should come on. When you test lane 1, this light should come on. Okay, I'm just going to reset it here. You guys, this is really normal and it is common maintenance. You may again get it set up and all of a sudden everything's working fine. The next day it's not working. Just check your eyes. If you're taking it in and out of the closet or something like that, go ahead and do the test. And you don't have to use the firing handles. Just reset the unit when you start and do the car test before you race, just to make sure everything's communicating. That way you're not all set to race and all of a sudden have to adjust the eyes. That being said, to do this really takes about 2 minutes and you can be racing again. So it's not that big of a deal when it does happen. It's just if you don't know how to fix it and how to check it, you've got a race system here that you can't use, and I know that's frustrating. So that's what we're trying to get out a few of these videos. I hope they help. If for some reason at this point you have followed all the steps in video 1 and you've followed all the steps in video 2, your race system is still acting up, please get a hold of us, okay? We do stand behind our units, and you are our first priority and we'll take care of you. So, but please do follow the steps in these videos. This could save both you, even just the time to package this up to send it back. It's probably 5 times, or depending on where you have to drive to do it, 10 times the amount of time that it will take to line these eyes up. Not to mention the time you're out of a racetrack and everything else. So again, get a hold of us if you're still having problems. Thanks for watching. The only thing left is putting your channel back on. I'm going to line these up so you can see a difference here. So what you'll see is these 2 holes are lined up, and that's for a reason. What you'll see here is a top and bottom hole. Sorry. Okay, so these will fit in either hole. So the outside one really doesn't matter which hole it goes into. But the inside one, because you're going to have a channel on both sides, you're going to have one here, and you're going to have one here. You want to make sure that it doesn't have the same hole alignment, okay? And this this channel just goes in like this and goes up there and then gets that Phillips head screw. Okay, so it sits in there like that to protect your eyes. This one would be the same way. Okay, so I just want to show you guys that real quick, because if you do put the same channel with the same hole measurement in the center, the screw won't be able to go all the way through. So that's why we offset these holes like that. Thanks again, guys.